You're listening to CDKL5 in color. I'm Marissa, and on this podcast, I'm joined by my co-host Amanda, and sometimes some very special guests to talk all things CDKL5 Deficiency Disorder. It's a rare genetic condition caused by changes in the CDKL5 gene. Patients with this condition often experience profound developmental disabilities, difficult to control seizures that start in infancy, cortical visual impairment, and a variety of other health concerns. It's a challenging condition, but we know that by sharing our stories, we can raise awareness, provide support, and paint pictures of our community that can lead to greater understanding and meaningful change for families like ours. Let's jump right in.
Hi, Marissa. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. We have a guest today. I'm so excited. Our guest is Kim. Kim is an OG CDKL5 mama. Her personal blog, Calm Amongst the Chaos, has posts about life with CDKL5 that go back to 2010. She's also a former fashion model. She's mom to 5 beautiful children. She runs CAC Family Support, which provides respite for families in Arizona. And her 23-year-old daughter, LilyAnna, lives with CDKL5 Deficiency Disorder. Welcome, Kim.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so happy
I'm excited you're here.
You have been around in the CDKL5 space for a long time. Your daughter's 23.
Yeah.
Tell us about Lily. What's she like? How's she impacted by CDKL5?
All right. Lily is, first of all, the sweetest. She's easygoing, sweet-natured. She loves sweets. She does still eat by mouth, which she always has, and which is always, as you guys know, a cool thing. She is more on the severe side. Physically, she is very severely disabled, but healthy. She's always been really, really healthy. She's liked to eat, and she rarely gets sick, knock on wood. I don't know. She's amazing.
Not being sick is a huge blessing. That is our biggest struggle, is getting sick. It's so nice to hear that that's not something you have to deal with. What are your biggest challenges?
I guess seizures, right? I mean, at this point, we've really accepted them, but for the majority of her life has always been the seizures. The non-communicating, it will always be the most heartbreaking part, I think, of CDKL5. And not just for us, it's for her too. Because I can't imagine how frustrating it is for her to get needs met. Like, she's getting basic needs met, of course, but she can't tell me to change a channel, can't tell me, I don't want this, I don't want that, I do want this, I want that. Just minor little things throughout the day that we do. She doesn't get that. So I hate the lack of communication so much. And the lack of arms. She has no hand control. And I think that just really limits so much. You get by without walking way better than without using your hands.
Yeah, I agree. The hand use can take a real lot of stress off of your ADL stuff. And, I feel like in our population, kids are either sick a lot or they're not ever sick. So that's an interesting part of CDKL5.
It really is. And yeah, my heart goes out to the sicknesses. Like, I always say that it's her blood type. That's probably the dumbest thing ever, but I feel like she's like part Viking or something. Because we'll all go down and she's just like, fine.
We have a similar experience.
I
feel like maybe 5 times in her life she's been sick enough she vomits.
Exactly the same. If Lily vomits, we're like, all right, this is bad.
We might need to go to the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. What is her blood type?
O? I don't know why I'm convinced O is the winning blood type. I don't have it. So
That's funny. I'm O and I don't get sick that much, but I also feel like my son is O, so there goes that. Yeah, communication. We've done questionnaires as a community and talks as a community, and that has always come out as the number one thing that people are sad about, frustrated about. And the niceties, like you were talking, change the channel, not being able to advocate for yourself. It is sad.
It's a little off topic, but I am a caregiver for my brother as well. He has cerebral palsy. We had to move him in with us this year. And he is verbal and very cognitive. And it has been so eye-opening to me because he's very physically disabled. He's bedbound, needs every help. But he can just say, move my pillow. I need a Rolade. I mean, it just made me just open my mind to like, wow, so much Lily's not telling me.
Yeah. How much easier would life be because we want to take good care of our kids, right? We want to give them what they need. We want to give them what they want. And how much would that alleviate the burden that we feel, guilt that we feel, to be able to do more for them because they could even ask us.
Absolutely.
Behavior, guessing game, all of it. It would be a big quality of life change for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and people talk about when their children are like inconsolable, like something's wrong and they can't figure it out. Like Amanda said, behavior. It's hard not knowing how to
We
help.
we dealt we dealt with the crying up until she was probably 7 or 8, and then she just stopped. And it was almost like, did she quit trying? Like, of course, I'm going to think the worst as a mom. I mean, who knows what it was? Maybe the problem resolved itself. But then what if it's like, you guys didn't ever fix it, you didn't figure it out, so I'm not even going to try anymore. Like, you think the worst. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe not
No,
everybody does.
we had similar. Sometimes I think I try to console myself by saying it's like sensory based, because like there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it would go on and on for hours, and like no real tears, but just like really upset. So it's complex.
Yeah, we would take her, first started, took her to the ER, and then you go to urgent care. I mean, you try to rule out everything. So it's not like we just let her cry. And then it was like, oh, she just, she did better on a car ride, or better on a walk. So just move her around. So, I mean, you do try your best, but yeah, just, hey, mom, I need this. Okay, here you go. I wish.
And that's sort of the limitation from the AAC systems that our kids are using, because both of your girls have AAC systems, communication systems, but it's still not getting those like really functional basic things.
Well, I feel like part of what our girls are up against, though, is they were quite a bit older before they were even given access to some of these systems. And, I'm a big emergent literacy, like we need to expose our kids to literacy the same way we do typically developing. So I hope we see changes with some of these kids that are getting access to devices when they're in their early intervention years, because even the idea of my kid does well with letters, like all these symbols don't matter. So maybe if we could have taught her to spell a little bit, like she shows the potential, we just never worked on it. So hopefully.
Yeah, because even with the devices, which are getting better every day, I can attest to that. It's been 10 years we've had one, but you're still plugging in the words for her. This is your choice here. I don't know if that's really what you want, but this is what I'm giving you. And you're using pictures, and I don't know if that relates to anything. We have the words on there, but again, we read to her, but I don't think I did as much as I could have if I'd known more, and school, I don't think was really trying to make her read, right? So
there's all this literature out there about teaching kids with ID that's never been incorporated into any of the school's curriculum or anything. So I think that's one thing that can be improved, whether a drug comes to development that fixes things you want or not, is, trying to do better with things like literacy.
Great. I think we've learned so much, and there's so much to learn still.
And there's a lot of guilt of, if I would do better. My son has an eye gaze system too. I find it not intuitive at all. And I really struggle with getting training from the school. It's like over my head a little bit. You want to do your best, but man, this stuff it's not easy. And we are not trained. Like, we're not speech pathologists. We're not AT experts, but it's really, really difficult. My father said to me, and hopefully he won't listen to this, but he said, if you could just work on his communication, that would be really great. As if I'm not trying, it hurt my feelings. I'm like, as if I'm not trying. I mean, I could try harder, I guess, but like, we have a lot of stuff happening.
Exactly. There's too much going on. And, never underestimate the value of a whiteboard for choice making. Choice making is not communication, right? Giving somebody X and Y that's making a choice. It's not saying what you feel. Because you got to choose between these two things. So it's still nice to let them have the choice.
Yeah. It's hard. It's vast. And okay, where I'm going to work real hard on his communication, right? Okay, then what? Where now am I lacking in feeding skills and medication upkeep and appointment upkeep? Like, come on, we can't do it all. It's impossible.
No, I'm sure our kids get tired of having therapy all the time. Whatever it is, whether we're implementing it or they're at a therapist or whatever. I mean, I'm tired of it. Quite frankly, I'm tired of going to therapy on Mondays to, OT, hippotherapy. Like, it's all over the place, and it gets old.
Yeah. I agree.
And the physical expectation, like I assume LilyAnna, she's got a head support behind her head like my son does. So I assume she needs like full support in transfers and lifting and all of that stuff. I know that you post on your social media about your like fitness and your strength training. Tell us about that. You're really intentional about your physical fitness. Why is that important?
It started with needing to get out of the house because I had quit my job and I was home with the littler ones and I was feeling down. It was hard for me. And I had friend who opened a gym. So it was like the door was right there for me, right? To just to walk through. And I started because my back was going out on me every 6 months without fail. Lily is 5'4", 110 pounds. So she's a larger girl. And if she didn't have spinal fusion, I don't even know how tall she would have been. So physically, it was hard on me. And I wasn't getting younger. She wasn't getting any younger. So I enjoyed it. And all of a sudden, I started to reap more mental health benefits than I had ever even imagined, because I was able to like get my frustrations out. I was able to go somewhere where all I had to do is count in my head, like repetitions. I had nothing else to think about. And then I made friends there. So it was a very full purpose, like full circle, all encompassing, very, very good thing for me to do. I do say to younger parents who are just getting in this, if you can find something that will clear your head, like this to me was it. It doesn't have to be that, but I do think there's obviously there are physical benefits as well. But to be able to take your brain from your life, even if it's for an hour a day, like the positives of that is immeasurable.
I was thinking you were into it because of physical, like that you were doing it because of lifting and everything, but really it was more for mental.
Yeah. It's both. There's nice benefits to being strong. And I lift my brother now too. He couldn't even believe when I picked him up the one time because I never did it. So, my parents always did it. And one day I was like, I can do it. And I lifted him up. He goes, oh my God, you're strong. And I was like, yeah, I am, So, I feel proud and I feel comfortable that I know if something happened to, my husband and people that I count on, I can take care of them physically myself. Like I can. I don't want to. And it's a lot, but I can. And so that benefit is wonderful. It is nice to be strong. But, I have this theory that the ones of us that have the craziest life go the hardest at the gym. You just see us pounding med balls and we're just like, yeah, like the frustration's just, there's nothing like it. I can't go to a rage room every day. You know what I mean? So this works for me.
You inspired me to go to the gym, Kim, and I am a gym rat. I am big on the Pilates side of thing and, HIIT, but I probably spend 5 hours minimum a week in the gym, just a place to clear my head. So thank you. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but just watching you online and your experience, I was like, I got to try the gym.
I think I would die in Pilates. You know what I mean? I know it's a totally different workout. I would love to try it.
There is a CDKL5 mom who is a Pilates coach, and she has an Instagram page. Well, her daughter is Annabelle, so her daughter has an Instagram page called Team Annabelle. But the mom, Melissa, is a Pilates instructor, and she has an Instagram page called, I think it's called Not Another Pilates Coach. I'll put it in the show notes. But she shows like exercises and stuff, and she's a CDKL5 mom, so you guys should follow her.
I do think I follow Team Annabelle, but I did not know about that.
Yeah, Melissa, she's real sweet. Down in Australia. So when you filled out the paperwork to come on the podcast, one of the things that you said was adulthood is, you called it a whole new ball game. Tell us what you meant by that and what adulthood's been like for you guys.
I feel like the pediatric world is trained completely different than the general medical field. And I only know that because we've had the same insurance, we've had the same everything. And then when we switch over to a new doctor, in a new office, I can't get the same things prescribed, or I can get them prescribed. I can't get them filled, and nothing's changed. So I'm like, why can't you guys do the same thing that these doctors are doing and this office staff is doing? And it is my greatest frustration right now. It's impossible. It's not impossible. Sorry. It's not impossible. It is so difficult and I am tired. I have some friends that we started at infant program with, not the same diagnosis, but our kids are all very similar. We are still friends today. The kids are 23 to 25 years old. We sat and had lunch yesterday, and the things that we were talking about and kind of grievance about was all the same thing. And I'm like, we are 20-year plus advocates for our kids, and we are still struggling. Where a mom was like, I'm just going to buy a bath chair for $900. I'm like, you should not pay $900 for a bath chair. That's insane. The point is, it is just not the same dealing with these adult, I guess, just general public doctors. I just don't feel like there's the same training. Something is just completely different.
I kind of suspect part of it is our kids are living a lot longer than they used to. And it wasn't in the too distant past that these kiddos ended up in an institution and they had one doctor that came into the institution and that's what that doctor did. So I agree it's medical training. The doctors who train doctors are telling us in different advocacy spaces I'm in that they're all doing better, which I kind of agree in the ped world, but I don't see that in adults. I walked into a dermatologist with Ava one day and he said, "What do you think she understands?" I said, "I think she understands everything you say." And so he turned and he talked to her and he's like, "She's been my best patient of the day." And, he's a young whippersnapper, probably early 30s. And I never had a doctor in neurology do that, let alone over in dermatology, So I was like, wow. But neurology is very hard. Our kids have comorbid neurological issues, and the epileptologist wants to talk about epilepsy and they don't care about the other stuff. They don't care about the behaviors. They're not concerned about the things you're concerned about, the meds. And case management, right? Another thing, them learning how to tell the insurance company that you need the drug and how to get it covered. It's exhausting.
That's a very valid point. I do think it's case management. I don't want to complain about the doctors we see now because they've all been wonderful to us and they're very like, what do you need? What do you need? So I don't want to say bad about that. I just think the case management, that's the perfect word. The offices aren't understanding how to prescribe and deal and handle things that they're not normally used to. And again, I also agree with you. Like the medical world has advanced probably in these 25 years, wouldn't you say probably more than in 100 years previously? So yeah, kids with what our kids have maybe weren't always surviving, right? They've learned to really not only just keep our kids alive, but well and thriving. And now all of a sudden we have a new population of adults who are living at home. They're not in facilities. And we just want them to be cared for as well as they were cared for as they were younger. That got us to this place. Thank you for getting us here. Let's keep going,
Yeah, it probably sounds flippant to people listening, but you can't strand us now. We only have less resources everywhere else. No school system. We lose access to a lot of therapies.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother world.
It's a whole new world. Our state will only pay for OT now. No PT. Like what? Why? It's just silly. It's silly things like what rules they make. And yeah. And I haven't found a place that I feel comfortable her going to the day. So she's home with me all day now. She's losing a lot of social,
Yeah. We're in the early throes of trying out day programs and deep breath. I'll report back. It's a little early and I, easing on into it, but it's just, here she is. And I have no idea how things are going. I don't, it's wild.
Exactly. Going back to that nonverbal.
Yeah.
I'm sending you somewhere with new people and I don't even know how it's going.
And you don't have as many rules as the school has. So yeah, everything is different. That's one thing we can prepare our younger listeners for is everything changes. Take advantage of what you can and
prepare to be freaked
hopefully,
out.
Hopefully maybe it's hit. I'd like to say maybe it'll get better, but with the whole Medicaid situation and the cuts we're facing, I don't think it's going to get in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, we have this wonderful place here in Arizona called the Ryan House, and it is a respite house, and they are also a hospice for children, but they have this special, oh my gosh, and it was a place that she can go for like a whole weekend. You could stay up to an entire week, and she was cared for by full staff, all the amenities, volunteers, therapists, everything. And then 18, boom. Okay, you get put into a alumni program, which was very sweet that they let us do that. But the rules changed. I couldn't even hardly use it. Then 21 out. And I even made a phone call to them this week. And I'm like, hey, are you guys sending anybody anywhere? Do you have resources for us? And they were kind of like, we don't. Not really.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
It's just like, how are they going to continue it also? Like, they don't have infinite resources to continue. Lily was easier to be watched by grandparents and family and care providers when she was little. We really need that support now. And we dote and love on these cute little kids and do everything we can because they're so cute and little. And then I just feel like maybe we lose our cute littleness and, it's just not the same.
Well, you have a lot going on in your family because you have 5 children. So tell us about Lily and her siblings. What are those relationships like?
We always call the OGs Lily and her younger sister, who's just 2 years younger. So we call them the OGs, the 2 girls that I feel like they had the relationship growing up pretty solid. Andy is her younger sister who has taken the older sister role, who's probably going to be in therapy for it. But that's okay. She's amazing. I mean, I gotta say, if you could give all your kids a special needs sibling, it's a tough life, but man, they make some really cool kids, like really cool adults. Like I love seeing her thrive and just her compassion. She's just not like, She's not built like everybody else because she just knows life is way more fragile. And then we have Ollie who came. Lily was 6 when he came, and he was just sweet and funny, and I could have had 800 of him. Like, he was so fun and just the most easiest going. He always loved Lily. He didn't have I didn't feel like the bond was the same, but it also was more, I feel like it was more forced with the 2 girls. So, I feel like he got to do more just what he wanted to. And then when Ollie was 7, we decided to open our home to foster care. And we ended up with our 2 little ones that we ended up adopting, and they are meant to be. And I can't even remember life without them. And they are funny and hilarious, and they help out. They're very sweet with Lily. They love her. It's not the same bond because she's so much older, but they are always helpful. They always talk to her. They're just super involved. Everybody has a different relationship with Lily out of the siblings, but they all just see the world a little bit differently. And I thank Lily for that.
Can you tell from Lily's perspective her thoughts and opinions about her siblings? Does she interact with them differently?
All differently. But what I do love about her AAC device, and it is probably the only thing she does on her own, is her family page. And she has many times indicated a form of missing Andy, because Andy is in college in Colorado. We're in Arizona. And she has made that very clear that she misses her. She will pull her up a lot. She likes to give Ollie a hard time. She'll be like, Ollie, and then he'll come in and be like, what? And then she won't do anything. And then he'll leave the room and she'll say Ollie again. And then, we like to think everything's intentional, right? Because why not? Like, I absolutely think it is, because she always goes to that page. And then with the little ones, it's more, I feel like, honestly, I think she gets kind of bugged by they're loud and they fight a lot. And I think sometimes she'll say too loud on her talker. And I don't think she loves them any less. I think she is a 23-year-old who has a 9 and a 10-year-old in her house. You know what I mean? So I think it's all very typical, that part.
What is a day like for Lily in your house? So she's home with you. She's not in school. She's not in a day program. So what does a day look like for her from when she gets up to when she goes to bed?
Sadly, I think it's pretty boring. Luckily, my husband only works 2 days a week. His schedule's weird. So he's home for 4 days at a time. So he helps a lot because I'm working at home, thankfully, but on my computer. So I am really boring. So they do a lot of TV watching. He takes her to the movies. We don't do a ton right now, and we're trying to figure all that out. We want her to do more. We haven't figured out what it is. I mean, she's happy to sit at home, watch TV. I mean, we do probably movies the most because in Arizona, you want to cool off. So it's always easy, accessible. But yeah, her days are not super exciting. She goes to soccer games, a lot of soccer games. I think she likes getting out. She goes, go out to eat. We all go out to eat, but we're a big family. So we don't clearly do that very often. But we always notice a difference in her when she gets to come and do the things with us. She just seems happier, even just by her noises, or, she doesn't really smile too much, but you can feel it in her that she's happy to be included.
Yeah, I see that with my son too.
Does she get in your pool?
You have a pool? That's unbelievable. I wish I had a pool so much. How do you get her in the pool? Do you have a lift set up?
We do have a lift. We got the lift because there is a very sweet family in Arizona who had a Make-A-Wish who got the lift, and their sweet Brooklyn passed away. And she said she was just cruising Facebook and somebody shared a post of mine. And I was literally talking about how Lily loves the pool, but it's so hard to get her in or out of if I'm home alone. And she felt in her heart that Lily needed that lift. It's from Make-A-Wish. It is a electric, what you see at a public pool lift. It is amazing. So yeah, we have a lift and she does swim when it's warm, but she does not like cold water. Not even kind of chilly. It has to be warm. So it's the middle of summer in Arizona. Our pools are like bath water. So she loves it then when everybody else is like, oh, this is gross.
That's amazing. Does she get out of the lift to float, or does she stay in the lift in the water?
No, it just drops her in. And then we use that neck one. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but the neck float is the best float. It holds her up, and then obviously we hold her too, but it gives her more ability to float. You just get more range of motion. You're weightless.
Yeah. Is it the Kiefer collar that you have, or is it like the blow up one?
I had the Kiefer collar, which is fine, but we had the water baby one. I don't know if they didn't sell it anymore because I was trying to look it up. That one is the best.
We haven't been able to use just the collars. Like we tried a Q-fur and we've tried the blow up ones around the neck. My son arches, and so then he gets water over it. So we have gotten ones sent from Canada that have like a harness that goes around his neck, but then there's a harness that goes in between his legs. And that one I've been able to actually let him go and do his own thing. But as he gets bigger, it's just harder and harder to get it on him and get him in anywhere.
I know. And that's one of the things. It's like, how much energy do I have today? I want her to do all the things, but what do I have in me? It's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. Now that my son's home, the school hasn't finalized his program yet. So he's just been with me during the day. I'm trying to figure out, what are the different blocks of time and what can he be doing and what can I be doing? So like if I'm doing dishes, I can put him in the stander because that's in my kitchen. And I mean, it's hard enough for us to figure out what the heck we're going to do with our day. I got to figure out what I'm doing and what he's doing. And our kids need so much facilitation that it's like, well, I'm not really going to do anything because I'm facilitating what he's going to do all day. It's not easy.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I work from home, and then I feel so bad that she's sitting here just watching TV or, playing games on her device, but I don't know what else to do. So it's just doing what you can do.
With you running a company that provides respite services, have you been successful getting respite for yourself, or is it a lot easier to place respite in somebody else's home than your own?
Isn't that funny? So what do they say? A painter's house is never painted. Plumber's toilet's always clogged. No, I do have people I can call, and I do have a phenomenal caregiver. She just had to take a little time off for herself as she's coming back. So I didn't want to replace her, so I wanted to give her space. So we just had a time where we didn't have a lot of help. So that is getting resolved, but it is very hard when I meet someone amazing and I'm like, I know you're going to be a really great fit for this other family, because I do feel ultimately that's my job. So, but I do pick and choose the people who I really like, and we have a side deal, or can you come on a Sunday, or things like that.
That's nice. Finding the people is half the battle, right?
Well, and then keeping them.
What our caregiver, we've had like 7 years. She's amazing, and she will lift Lily still, and most people won't, and that's really helpful. And Lily knows her and trusts her and loves her, so she was so happy to see her when she came back.
That's wonderful. Well, I think we could guess about your unmet needs, but if you wanted to share out, what would be life-changing for you guys? What are unmet needs in your family or for Lily?
What were we gonna guess? I don't even know how to answer.
Well, I was gonna guess respite or like program or something.
Oh, that's a good one. But the funny thing is, I like her home, so I really have an inner battle with that too. I have a lot of control issues. So if I would have said I would like to have a staff 24/7 that comes around and helps her, I don't even know if I would like that. I would like to have maybe a chef in the kitchen and somebody who does my laundry. I would love to be just Lily's caregiver. That's the funny thing. Sometimes I'm jealous of my caregivers because I'm like, I just want to sit with Lily today and work with Lily today, but I have to do A, B, C, D through Z today. So I don't know. I did not answer this question at all. Maybe massage daily.
No, it's good. You did a good job. I mean, I need help, but I don't want people in my house. I need a property with a second little house where they can be, or I can be out in that little house. I can be out there and they can all do what needs to be done. I don't know. I love Ava. I would prefer to be more mom than caregiver at this point. But on that same note, the things I would like to be in control of, I like that because I don't want to be in the hospital. Like I've just learned that like stay on top of this and this won't happen. So sometimes I think I need to like revisit my fear. Maybe they're unfounded at this point that, somebody can really do this and it'll be okay. I don't know. It's tough.
I think a lot of people probably are nodding their head that it's common, we want the help, but then also we are protective of our kids. We want things done a certain way. And, sometimes, especially in situations that feel precarious, I don't want to say life and death, but like, the things that really could make a difference that you want to make sure are done right. You want to make sure they're done right. I think moms especially understand that.
You're not even being dramatic, though. It is life and death with our kids. Like, truly, some things can be chill, but not a lot of things.
It goes from good to bad extremely fast in this disorder. Within hours, right? You're like, things are fine. And then, they can't hold oxygen. It's like whiplash. I feel like
Yeah, and you're asking someone to be able to monitor that you've learned, for me, 23 years, right? So I can see a sign of something that someone's not going to see.
We're very, I think we have a lot more skills than we like to admit to ourselves. We're very skilled nurses, essentially, right? Like we run a tight ship and we need more nurses helping sometimes in these respite capacities.
Yes, I agree.
I'm so glad that you came on, and I think families are interested in all of our stories, and adult stories are a different kind of fascinating, I think, to people. We have to show the variety of the different challenges that we're facing all along the different points of the journey with CDKL5. So I'm so glad to hear about Lily, and thank you so much for sharing about your family, and it was nice to see you.
It was nice to see you guys. It was really fun.
Thanks for listening. We hope you'll follow us on social media at CDKL5 in color on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and visit us online at www.cdkl5incolor.com. Have questions or a topic you'd like us to chat about? Would you like to be a guest on our podcast? Email us cdkl5incolor@gmail.com, and we'll be in touch. Until next time.